Isn't this a bit embarrassing? I mean, I'll take the L. I'll take the L. That is, you know, it's all me. But, I mean, a bit of warning might have been nice. I was thinking I was getting a quick night off, but turns out it's a sprint. So, forget everything I've just said, pretty much, over the last half an hour. Just every single word, just forget about it. It all makes sense now. Every single part of it makes sense. No need for a mandatory pit stop in a sprint race. I know that, but I didn't know that. And we're back for the third time. Yeah, you know, I might have made a fool of myself, but you know, who cares, really? Who cares? So we are going to get down to business properly now. I mean, I should have known this. I'm not even ready for this myself. I'm racing tomorrow. I had absolutely no idea that this was a sprint race. So, disaster, really. Disaster in the commentary box. That's what happens when you have 3 weeks off. You know, you fall out of sync with everything and don't really know what's going on. But anyway, at least I didn't turn my PlayStation off and forget about it. Because here we are, 36 laps. Good thing I've got beer, because it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long one. And none of you kind folk in the chat chose to tell me that it was a sprint race. So, you know, I don't blame anyone. I just blame myself. But, you know, a bit of support might have been nice. So they're heading around one more time on the formation lap. So let's do it all again, shall we? Bit more enthusiasm, now that I know we're not doing some half-arsed championships over short race, but turns out, as I say, it was just a sprint. Oh god, dear me. What a howler, what a howler. So, we've got a couple of soft runners, which is interesting. Jones and Westy, 2 McLaren guys. Everyone else on hards apart from Arabico and Bertie. Should we take a peek at all of you guys laughing at me, probably? Let's have a look. Where are we? Beer to the rescue. Exactly. Beer has saved me. Beer has saved me. Anyway, I mean, I didn't really want to have 3 different streams, because I've done this before when it crashes and I make new ones, but nevertheless, we're in it for the long haul now. 36 laps of racing to go. I did wonder. I did think, is RPM really cheaping out on a short race when the championship's over? But they are absolutely not. Oh, Booty's been disqualified there. We've got a great camera angle this time round though, with the lights about to come on as the grid forms up. Just the 10 drivers still. Here we go then. Stubby on pole position. And it's lights out, and the Aston Martin gets a slow getaway there. The Ferrari is already up behind him. Reuse is going to take into P2, and he does so. Stubby gets a great getaway, however. And Schmidt drops down the order. Looks like Wesley's trying to do some tyre warming at the back there. And what has happened to Matt? He is completely off the pace. Did he forget that the race was starting or something? Because he's 5 seconds behind already. Nevertheless, here we go. Reuse lost that position gained to Don, who's up 2 positions at the start. And he's looks like he's given him the position back. He's given 2 positions there. Interestingly, there must be something wrong here, because he's just lost 4 positions. And it doesn't look like he's putting up too much of a defence. So they all head through the S's in the real Grand Prix this time, for the first time. And there's that, are them two right next to each other? Yes, they are, side by side as they head through the stadium section. And Jones picks up the position. He's up 2 positions from the start. Schmidt dropping all the way down from P2, down to P5. But Stubby's held what he gained in the sprint race. Tyre pack then. As, oh, he takes a lot of curb there, takes all of his momentum out there, Westy. He was on the brink of potentially taking Don, but he hasn't done it this time around. Matt's made up some great time. I'm not sure how that's possible. There must have, was it a connection issue? Can't see how you've made up 5 seconds in one lap, but I'd have been surprised if he was 5 seconds down going into turn 1. That surely isn't possible. Again, you can never know what this game's going to throw at you. So the race leader then is looking all well and good. Be interesting to see how the soft tyre runners do, Jones and Westy. And Bertie sets the fastest lap of the race, as DRS is enabled for the first time. And the all head down there. It looks like Matt is about to pick up a position potentially. He's not deploying any ERS. As they all head down in toward the braking zone of turn 4. Bit of tyre warming there by Puggy. I can't remember what the last sprint race was. I think it might have been Japan. Oh, that might be completely wrong. But I missed whatever the first sprint was. So it's, I don't even think I've even raced a sprint race on this game yet. Not in single player or multiplayer. So the fact that it was a thing was completely out of my mind. But it's good. I mean, oh, look at that. Very deep by Don. He keeps it together and doesn't bring anybody with him. But very close indeed as they head around turn 17, the final corner of the Mexico City circuit. Stubby with that gap of 1.3 seconds, not under any threat from behind, one mistake and he could be. As Bertie looks to close in with DRS, he'll get a second helping down between turns 3 and 4, and he's got right up into the gearbox of the Alfa Romeo ahead, and he's got a good exit. A little bit of twitchiness there on the exit by the Alfa. And the two at the back battling there, Matt and Zabajaka exchanging positions. Matt momentarily took the position, then lost it once again. Nice and easy on the entrance there. Westy picks up a penalty on those soft tyres. Doesn't bode well. Doesn't bode well. 4/10 the gap. Look at that. Jesus, he was inside of him. He's going to get DRS. He needs a good exit. He's already used all of his ERS pretty much in these opening laps. Must be hoping for an early safety car to regen that, otherwise he will be without it for most of the race. I think you can see he's got more pace reuse on those medium tyres. Matt has taken that position, but again, could be fought back. I'm going to stay here in case he dives. He's chosen not to. These two having a great battle for P9. No one else on the track really battling too hard. We've got a few people within half a second. But so far in these opening 5 laps, Zabajaka and Matt providing most of the entertainment as the pack heads through the S's. And that is Bertie out. Not out, but spin. He's taking the boards with him. And he gets back on the track. So that's everyone else up a position from P4 upwards. And Jones finds himself in the podium places early on in this race. Obviously on a completely different strategy to those in front of him. So he's got to make the most of those tyres. He can't get stuck behind Booty when he eventually or inevitably catches up to him. 3/10 to Schmidt. Is he going to send one? He's got loads of ERS left, and Don has absolutely nothing left. So that move will get done anytime now. And Jones under pressure from behind. The soft tyres could be going off. Probably only going to get 8 or 9 laps max out of them. So he might have run his course. Is he going to send one? Stays where he is, the Aston Martin driver. Let's check on the positions then. See the biggest gainers. So Jones up, as I say, on those soft tyres. Puggy also. He is on the mediums, I believe. Hards. It was 50-50 and I got it wrong. So he's done well to take up 4 positions. And then obviously Schmidt dropped down at the start, unfortunately, and couldn't hold on. So P5 for him as it stands, and a little send there by Don on Jones. Let's head through the stadium section. Be interesting to see when Jones comes into pit. He can't really be doing 30 laps on hard, so he's going to have to try and extend this soft stint as much as he can. He'll be keeping an eye on those lap times as he crosses the line. DRS enabled in the McLaren without a head. But as I say that, here comes Schmidt on those hard tyres. Is he going to get 2 in 1 here? He's gone up the inside. Oh, and he's collided with him. It was bold and it was ballsy. And it hasn't paid off. And there's another piece of contact. Oh, it's all going wrong. It's all going wrong. It's like bumper cars. 3 wide. And Westy's come out favourable there. Schmidt could have gone for the double overtake, went for it. I don't recall whether he was turned in on or whether it was just a little bit too late. But he was collected by Don, who's dropped all the way down. He might have front wing damage. He does have front wing damage. He's missing the end plate on the right hand side of his front wing. Could be significant. He might have to box at the end of this lap, and I wouldn't be surprised if Schmidt is also missing a front wing. It looks as though it's still there. And the Ferrari drops down as Matt and Zabajaka, who have been battling this entire time. It was for P9, now it's for P6. Very tight through the stadium there. Gives himself enough room. Ferrari sniffing around behind as they head under the grandstand. One of the best pieces, I think, of stand in the entire calendar there, driving underneath the stand. And a great podium as well, as we saw last year. Plenty of people to see, and this could be interesting. Double DRS behind the double slipstream. It's not going to be enough for the Ferrari, but it might be enough for Reeves, who looks, Zabajaka, who looks to dive around the outside, and he gets it done on Matt. This battle continues, and there's an issue. Matt's lost it. He's missing that end plate. Oh no, it wasn't him. Who was it? It was Don who's missing the end plate. Sorry, who does pit, as does Westy. There you go. So Westy managed 7 laps on the soft tyre, and he now has to try and complete 28, 29 laps on the hards, which again I feel like is going to be a bit of a stretch. So he'll be hoping for a safety car in maybe 15 or so laps time. Meanwhile though, these two just coming around turn 3 now. We have Stubby in the lead, 3.7 seconds. He's driving a great race in these opening laps, extending the gap lap by lap. Huge gaps at the minute, no one within DRS. Puggy the closest, Bertie also pretty close in behind, but it doesn't look as though anyone's going to get DRS advantage, so it's all going to be down to ERS. And let's just take a quick scan. Has anyone got significant amounts? Schmidt's doing well, and so is Stubby, barely having to use anything to maintain that lead. So that's great driving by him. But as I say, Schmidt, although he's losing out on some places, he's managed to maintain most of the ERS. Oh, hold on. I got the wrong McLaren, didn't I? Yes, I did. So Westy managed 8 laps on the soft tyre, but Jones goes on. Again, let's see how far he can extend it. I did say it couldn't really be any more than 9 laps, so let's see if he comes in at the end of this lap. Going very wide there. Potentially track limits. Well, it was track limits, but whether the game picked it up is another question. Oh, I like that on the McLaren there. I haven't noticed that before. Senna on the right side of the inner pane of the halo. Lovely. Senna's my hero, so don't know about you lot, but I like to see that on the McLaren there. Three-second time penalty handed to Don after 10 laps. Not so bad. And again, Jones going wide there. I'm not sure if this is some sort of little naughty tactic that he's doing, or whether he's just making a few mistakes. He is on 9-lap-old hard, so I'd imagine the grip is quite difficult, but that may be slightly off, just ever so slightly. The gap now over 5 seconds from P1 to P2. So, without mistakes, Stubby should find himself a comfortable victory. And that pack there from P5 onwards is a nice little pack as they head down into the braking zone before the stadium section. And there it is then, Jones on those soft tyres. His stint is over after running 10 full laps, and Westy picks up a time penalty. Boxes onto the hard tyres, which is more manageable, I would imagine. 25 laps. Again, he would probably hope for a safety car, but he might be able to just stretch them to the checkered flag if he manages them well. Let's keep an eye on his pace before the rest of the cars come in. 11 seconds, well 12 seconds, let's give him some margin there. 12 seconds the gap as he exits the pit lane. There's an issue, and that is... Is it Stubby? No. Oh, it is Stubby. Oh my god, the race lead drops it on the first entrance to the S's. Just as I said, kind of a commentator's curse. It was a little bit delayed, you know, a lap delayed. But I said, no mistakes, and he'll comfortably win. Then he makes a mistake, and the safety car is out on track. A little bit premature from the FIA there, maybe. And unfortunate for the McLaren, so particularly Jones, who pitted just before the safety car. If he'd gone one more lap, he would have been in a much better place. Booty and Stubby both pit, and that was close on the speed there, but he's kept it within the limit. So all cars will box now, surely. No, I stand corrected. Sabajaka stays out, so he's gone from P10 to P1. Well, not net P1 obviously, but provisional P1. On track P1, let's say. But every other driver aside from the McLarens and Westy will pit. So that's the safety car then, heading around the circuit. And Aston Martin following an Aston Martin. I don't think that's something we've seen this season, especially in real life. Although it was nice seeing Sebastian leading the race last week in America. That was great, wasn't it? Albeit not for too long. And then the pit stop obviously went all around, but just to have that moment was nice, especially before he retires. So we've got a few laps of nothing as the cars make their way around. Hopefully we have no people dropping the ball under safety car conditions. So then, the safety car is in this lap, and we have 4 drivers who've opted for the soft tyre strategy. They will be boxing again before the end of the race, and we've got Sabajaka on 12 lap old hard, so let's see how long he can hold on to that lead. He's going to back the pack up, floor it. Has he gone? No. He's gone now. And no overtaking till the timing line, but the timing line, thankfully for the cars in behind, is right there. And he's already under massive pressure from the 3 cars behind. Are they going to send him into turn 1? Surely they're going to send him into turn 1. SW heads around the outside. Can the AlphaTauri, and he... Oh no, he hasn't lost it. I thought he'd lost it. That was just the wrong angle there. So he holds, loses just the 1 position, but Puggy is close in behind there. Let's watch on board as he gets a much better exit. He's not going to send him. Not the greatest place to look for an overtake. As we all head through the S's now. Oh, he enables the RS in a dangerous place there. He's surely going to send one. Down the inside, yes he does. Is he going to get it slowed down? He's turned in on him. Sabajaka left him no room there. And he's ruined Puggy's race. He has the slower tyres. He knows that Puggy's on fresh softs. That's a shame. That's a shame. Here comes Stubby though. No DRS yet. And Puggy's had to pit, so he will go medium, I would imagine. Jones, no move on Matt. And Don, no move either. Yes, medium tyres it is for Puggy. Could have been P2, but instead it's P10. Very unfortunate. I would imagine we'll see that one in the stewards room. Sabajaka does now lose out to Stubby on those soft tyres. Interesting call to stay out, but it doesn't look like it's going to pay off, and he's let his teammate by there. Good team play, not to hold up his teammate, but he's immediately under pressure again from another soft tyre runner, the champion of First Division. Matt may well consider sending him one, but he's not going to this time. DRS will be enabled as they cross the line, so he won't have it going into turn 1, but he could get him on the exit. He was right in his gearbox, keeping it in 3rd gear, and he's blasted him on the exit and straight past him before the timing line. Matt up to P4. Sabajaka is surely not fighting it. He is fighting it, you know. Sabajaka is fighting this, and they're going to brake together down to turn 1. Is he going to be able to slow the car down? Locks up, takes curb. Oh, getting tight, and the hard tyre runner somehow keeps it in front of the softs, but it's not going to last. Or it might last. He's using all of his ERS to stay ahead. And he ducks to the inside. Great move, and gets the car slowed down. He can get the switchback if he gets the angle right. Oh, and he's giving a little push there. He's got so much more traction, as you would expect. But Zabajak has given his teammate a nice buff to Matt behind. DRS enabled for Matt. Easy move, potentially, around the outside, into the braking zone. Oh, and Zabajaka doesn't contact this time, but doesn't give him an awful lot of room. Little twitch there, and he's picked up a 3-second time penalty. Surely he's got a box sooner rather than later. And there's a yellow flag. It's Puggy, bless him. He's made another mistake through the S's. He's got no one behind him, but he's going to struggle to claw back that 30-second margin unless there's another safety car. Jones now on the back. Fresh hards, same compound as the car in front, but far fresher. Again, he's running out wide. Now, I don't want to highlight this, but, you know, I've seen that on recurring occasions, so I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. But he's going to look to potentially switch back on Zabajaka, and he makes contact. And he gets the move. Oh, he doesn't get the move done, but he gets alongside at least. Dangerous through the S's, coming up against a car that you know has older tyres than you do. And it's a 3-second time penalty there. And he's going to send one. Zabajaka around the outside. He's forced him wide there. No remorse. But he keeps it on track. And somehow, he's kept it alongside. Again, he forces him off track, Jones. Not ideal driving. He looks for the switchback. Great driving considering these tyre conditions. Zabajaka again holds out, but loses it now. He's going to get DRS. This is going to be a great battle going into turn 1, that's for sure. And Jones loses 2 positions there. Well, okay, he's lost 1 more position, because he never quite secured the battle with Zabajaka. But Rabako's come along and made it hard for him. Great exit, contact again in the rear. No DRS from the McLaren and DRS for the 2 cars in front. His teammates now looking to get involved. Horrible few corners for Jones if Westy can come along and take that position. Jones is all over the place. Off track more than he's on it, I think, at the minute. As they head through the S's, great 4-car battle here. Late braking there from McLaren. He might set himself up nicely for an exit with DRS this time. Zabajaka is still on those tyres, 19 lap old tyres. Don quickly approaching the back of Zabajaka with more DRS assistance. Booty holding on to that lead. Ahead, second the margin, so no DRS in behind for Stubby. Zabajaka moves over to the right to try and break the toll. And Westy's not done with this yet. 0% DRS. So his battery is well and truly drained. And very tight there on Rabiko. Good battle on the hard tyres. The soft runners are all fairly gapped, apart from Stubby, who's made up that margin. He's made up just over half a second. Oh, and there's contact there. It's Jones again. And that's sent Rabiko tumbling down the order. In fact, he's kept it on the road, I think, hasn't he? Yep, this will be an interesting battle as they head through the S's. Jones ahead of his teammate on the fresher tyres. As they all square their way through the S's. Is Rabiko going to send one? He has sent one, and he's kept it nice and tidy. He's going to look to go around the outside. Tight now, he's compromised himself a little bit there. And what's happened here? Pitting, the soft tyre runners are pitting, so Smith inherits the lead of the race. There's a chance he can stay on those tyres. But actually, probably not. 15 more laps, no. Can't do 24 laps on medium, so he might have to box again. Matt, who found himself last going into turn 1, now finds himself in P2. Again, going to have to box though. Sabajaka still out, so he's extending those hards all the way. And to be honest with him, he's done very well. I mean, I thought he was going to be a goner when the safety car came out, and he was already on 13 or 14 lap old tyres, or however many laps it was. And I thought he was going to get done by the soft tyre runners, but he's lasted. And he's stayed out. So if he can get another safety car, that would be a miracle for him. And he might be able to extend it just enough to move onto the soft tyres for a final stint. Let's keep our eyes on that and see what happens. So Booty and Stubby, who obviously were the two leading the race within half a second of each other, on fresh mediums, which will be able to go the distance. Penalties left, right and centre here. Let's check what the latest one is. 9 seconds for Westy, as that's Matt now in the pit lane. See what tyres he goes on to. Fresh mediums for the champion. Sabajaka promoted, and not that. Don and Westy going to turn 1 side by side, and Westy picks him up. Don's going to get DRS. He's going to put himself alongside. How is Westy going to choose to defend? He takes the inside line. Can Don take it around the outside to capitalise on the inside? A little bit of contact there. More contact from the McLaren. And Don's going to lose another position, potentially, to the Ferrari, which he does around the outside. Unfortunately for Don, he's been dunched a few too many times there. And there's an issue. It's Jones. He's in the wall and he's DNF'd. That is going to be a full course safety car. Absolutely perfect for Zabajaka. You almost couldn't have timed it better. So he's going to dodge in the pits. I would imagine he's going to go mediums. I think it would be a bit of a stretch to go softs. Everyone's going to come in. Some drivers might choose the softs here. Could have played right into the hands of Zabajaka. So unfortunate for Jones. Couldn't keep it on track. Well, couldn't keep it on track in that instance, particularly. So Smith onto softs for 13 laps. Sabajaka onto mediums. Oh dear, West is fit at the inters. Oh no, is the rain due? It doesn't look like there's rain due. Oh god, you've got to laugh. Sorry mate. That's got to be a mistake. You must have, unless there's rain coming and I don't know about it, but bless him. He's fitted the intermediate tyres. So he's going to have to come back around, I believe, and box one more time. But he's still out on those hards. He could take them all the way to the end. So he inherits the lead of the race. It's all to play for. It really is all to play for. The grid's been mixed up so many times. I've lost count of who was leading at the start and who was leading after the first safety car. But we're going to have again another little interim. I'm going to grab some food while I wait, and we'll be back away racing with what will probably be 11 or 12 laps to go in this race. And he does come in. Bless him, that was obviously a mistake. Let's see what he's selected. Mediums. Good call. They'll take him to the end easily. It'll be interesting to see what the soft tyres can manage. I think it'll be touch and go in the final few laps. It'll be great after the safety car comes in, but final few laps could be an issue. So then, the safety car will be in this lap. Let's see. Keep an eye on those hard tyre runners. Let's see what Bertie's place is like on these hards. Can he keep a hold of the lead? He's gone. Booty's right with him though, no naps there. He's right on his tail, look at this. I love this angle, look at that, you can see them all snaking down in towards turn 1. We've got Stubby, who's moved up one position. It could be defended though. Let's see, no, he gets the move done, and up the inside goes Booty for the lead of the race. He takes it, but he loses it. They're going side by side, and he's got it done on those medium tyres straight away through the first complex of corners, and Bertie's lost out again there to Stubby, so the hard strategy hasn't quite paid off there. Booty and Stubby back at the front of the grid with 11 laps to go. We've got Don closing in behind Sabajaka. Oh, and it's very close ahead. Look at this. 5 cars in a very tight battle here. Reuse the leader of this pack on those hard tyres, causing problems ahead. Rabico's had to really back out of that one, stamp on the brakes. He's got now Westy alongside of him, and he gives him the room. Look at this battle going on here. Bertie's dropped all the way down from P1 to P6 in 1 lap, so not the greatest strategy from him to stay outside, and he's now down into P7, and it's now going to be P8, so very unfortunate. He's gone, bless him, he's gone from really first to last in just 1 lap, and the McLaren sends it up the inside and gets the move done. Him and Puggy are on equal tyres, so it'll be interesting to see what their pace is like, and he gets it done. The first to last in 1 lap is completed. Very unfortunate there. Done on those softs, closing in on the medium runner of Zabajaka ahead. Matt and Zabajaka have pretty much stayed with each other the entire race, so let's see if Zabajaka can close onto Matt under DRS, I think the next lap. Don't think it's enabled just yet. Schmidt with the fastest lap of the race at 1:19.532. Oh, and the lead for the race. Battle change hands. They go wheel to wheel into turn 1. He cuts the corner slightly. Booty drops the position, finds himself around the outside. Switchbacks on the cards. Gets his foot to the floor. And similar exits. However, Booty used all of his DRS, and Stubby will be aware of that. So just bide his time, capitalise on DRS, and use a little bit of overtake to help himself get by. So the lead switches hands once again. In fact, does it? I think he took it and then took it back, didn't he? Matt picking up a penalty. That's a lot of penalties been dished out. Let's take a look at the latest. A couple of threes, a 6 and a 9. That's an issue. It's reused. Oh, bless him. He couldn't quite keep those tyres intact, and the safety car is out once again now. Everyone in the box for some softs, unless they've already used them. Let's see what people choose to do here. What am I doing? Tyres. Booty comes in. Stubby comes in. Schmidt in. Matt stays out. Good choice. Zabajaka in. Don in. Westy in. On medium tyres, Westy comes in. He could have been in P2. Comes in for a fresh set of softs. Zabajaka and Matt, the two rivals that have been battling all race, stay out on the medium set of tyres. What's happened to Westy then? There he is. Very interesting end, which with what will be 6 or 7 laps to go when the safety car enters again, which is the third safety car of the evening, and the champion in the Red Bull leads the pack for the first time this evening. He was 10th at the start of the race, now finds himself in P1, very, very capable of finishing the race on those medium tyres if he has the pace. Everyone else from P3 onwards on fresh softs, and it doesn't look as though anyone's been caught in the pit lane. It looks, I think, that the order has stayed the same. Anyway, another pause as I have another little drinky drink. It's been a fairly eventful night, from my sprint stupidity to another few safety cars on what was an already small grid, now reduced down to just 8 drivers. Not keeping those tyre temps nice and high. Try not to damage the tyres too much. And I mean, you notice the softs after the safety car window, they're normally like 10% 10% wear anyway. So although they're going to be, they'll be fine to finish the race, it's not always the most ideal tyre to opt for, especially if some of these guys have ended up back on used soft tyres. So safety car in this lap as Matt guides the field through the stadium section. Look at that, 2 tiers of Formula 1 fans, and he's going to get away. Here he goes. ERS has been replenished for all drivers, and he heads down. There's already a yellow flag, and that is Zabajaka spinning at the restart. Was he in P2? He was in P2. He's put his foot to the floor to try and keep up with Matt, and he's dropped the ball. So the partnership that have been battling all race long has ended, as the rest of the pack, 7 seconds ahead, charge through turn 3 down into turn 4. Most of the field with a penalty, only Booty and Schmidt without one. That could change things come the checker flag. Westy a lot of curb there. And probably right in behind Westy now. Oh shit. Everyone setting the fastest lap as they head over the line, which is what we all like to see, a bit of satisfaction. 3 tenths, 4 tenths. Not going to be any moves, I don't think, going into turn 1. Puggy still right behind Westy. And he gets a good exit. That's a great exit. If he wants to deploy some ERS, he could put himself alongside, but he's going to hold what he's got for the time being. Oh, and that's tight there by Westy. He's really compromised himself. Stubby's picked up another penalty. Surely that's going to put him in a good position here, Puggy, to send him. No, he's kept it where he is. We'll leave those penalties up just so we can remind ourselves of what the grid may eventually turn out to be. Smith 2 tenths as they head across the line. No DRS for one more lap. And Puggy has finally taken Westy, and Westy's already used all of his ERS as he sends him up the inside again, keeps it tied. Oh, look at that dive. No way Puggy was ready for that. That was an audacious move there, totally unexpected, dodging left, right and centre. Shouldn't really leave that battle, it was still going on, but he's dropped the ball a little bit there. Oh, and a 3-car battle for the lead of the race. Obviously the time penalties will implicate that a little bit. But through the S's they go. Matt on those medium tyres doing well to hold the pack, and he's dropped it. The commentator's curse once again. And Stubby now right on the back of Booty on those soft tyres. Matt's kept it together. He's kept it on the track, but he's not going to win this race. 4 laps to go after they've crossed the line. It's Booty and Stubby battling for P1, but Stubby's not going to get it because of the 6-second time penalty. So it's all Booty's at the minute. He's just got to be conscious of Smith in behind. And here comes the DRS. He dives to the inside, looks to make a move. He's got the move done. Is Booty going to hold? He knows he's got that time penalty. There's no need to be too overzealous about it. Just try and stay within the DRS window and try and, more importantly, hold off Schmidt in behind. The battle is not with Stubby, the battle is with Smith behind for the win here in Mexico. Taking it nice and easy. Booty there, high gears. Doesn't want to make a mistake on traction. He's done well. And Don is going to make a move. Again, he's dived. He loves that braking zone. But again, a 6-second penalty. So that helps Booty create a little bit of a gap. But they're all going to be dropped down the order. As it stands, Booty and Smith are going to lead 1-2 from the checkered flag. It's across the line then, 3 laps to go. So Booty's still within the DRS, but Don isn't taking any prisoners. He sees that he's got a 9-second time penalty, but he sends him into that braking zone once again, which puts Booty right back in the danger zone of Schmidt in behind, who will have DRS. Stubby's clear. Oh no, Booty picks up a time penalty. So that puts Schmidt back to the front. As it stands, he will win this Grand Prix. If he can just keep it on the track outside of track limits for 2 more laps. Is he going to get a move done? Is he going to dive? He holds what he's got. Again, he must know. He sees the time penalties of the 2 drivers in front of him. There's a chance he isn't aware of Stubby. You may not think he's going to win the race, but you are, mate. Just keep it together. 3 seconds the gap behind. No pressure from behind. He's just going to let these 2 in front battle. Maybe try and pick 1 or 2 of them off, but he's going to be within DRS. He's not going to drop behind 3 seconds or 6 seconds or 9 seconds, obviously. But the order is going to be shuffled quite a lot, and thank God the game does the maths, because I could not figure that out. DRS enabled then, plenty of battery in the tank. He might just choose to deploy it all on the final lap. Westy with 12 track limits infringements, picking up 12 seconds worth of penalties. Oh, a little deep there, doesn't really matter in the long term. Tyres, let's take a look. I mean, it doesn't matter, but let's just see. There's an issue. It's Abajaka who's gone off. He's kept it together, but he's gone off. That's right on board with Schmidt then, who's looking to take Booty. He's going to dive him. 8 laps. The tyres should be okay. Well, they will be okay, but, you know, we're on the borderline. Let's hope there's no contact here. You see, there, smart. He's thought, you know what, not worth the risk. He knows that this race is his to take as we head around the final lap then. Into turn 4, 5 and 6. Little twitch there from the Alpha ahead. And another one. Now, hold on here, let me check, because there's a 2.6 second gap there. Ooh, now Booty is, oh wait, no, never mind, wrong way around. Don't send him, good lad, don't send him. The Aston Martin team are going to come across the line to win the Mexican Grand Prix. I'm going to stick with them. Westy picks up another time penalty. That's 15 seconds worth of time penalties. What are you doing, son? And Schmidt is the Grand Prix winner tonight of the sprint race around Mexico. The Aston Martin team pick up a victory. Stubby secures P2. Booty rounds off the podium. And Don, after taking pole position in the one-shot qualifying, is unable to secure that podium. So there we go. We made it in the end. After the issues at the start with the stream not working, me not knowing what a sprint race was, We finally come to the end, 36 laps later. Driver of the day goes to Don. But more importantly, after all those time penalties up and down the grid and 3 safety cars, the Aston Martin team secure the victory through Smith. So congratulations to him. Let's wait and see the podium and the final result sheet. If it's ever going to come, here it is. Thank God for that. So, the race winner then heads out onto the top step of the podium, joined by the Williams and the Alfa Romeo drivers. So, there it is then, the overall results of tonight's race. The champion Matt finds himself in P7 after a couple of mistakes, but the race winner, Aston Martin team, is Smith. So thank you all for joining. Apologies again for the mistakes in the opening, but I will catch you all next week, which, if my memory serves me correctly, is the final round, and that is around the Brazilian circuit of Interlagos. So, cheers everyone, I'll see you then.